Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to Coffee and Headlines, our morning get together live here on Facebook, where we take a look at headlines from our city, our state, and our country, and we take a look at what's happening in our city, and we exchange comments and ideas and suggestions about how to have an awesome life here in Puerto Vallarta as a community of English-speaking locals, and of course, a safe and healthy life, of course. It is a pleasure to get together with you, and today is Saturday, July 24th. If this is the first time that you join us, we get together in the mornings. We take a look at the news, we react to them, we try to comfort one another and inspire one another to stay optimistic through these interesting times that we live. If this is the first time that you're joining us, feel free to let us know by writing the word new in your comments, and that way we will just give you a nice cheerful welcome. And if there's something really important that you want to bring up during the broadcast, it helps a lot if you add the letter Q at the beginning of your comments. We will go through the news, and then in the second half of the broadcast, we take a look at all of your comments. So today there's a little bit of everything, and we might as well get started with the news. So let's go there. Okay, so yesterday was the first day of vaccination for folks 18 to 29, and health authorities managed to apply, drum roll, 18,000 doses, making this the most effective local vaccination campaign to date. Indeed, early in the day yesterday, eyewitness reports began appearing in social media of long lines and a great turnout. Even Governor Alfaro published in his Facebook page that during the first 2 hours alone, 3,000 people were vaccinated, and this is all good news. Vaccination, of course, continues today and every single day through Wednesday. Wednesday will be the last day in which this vaccination campaign will continue. So all of this is good. What is not so good is that health authorities have updated the federal stoplight, the COVID-19 stoplight indicators for each state in the country. And of course, the latest update shows where each state stands between the coming July 26th, which is Monday, and August 8th. And things don't look all that green anymore. If we look at what the state map used to look at between 5 and 18th of July, this is what was going on. We can clearly see that the majority of the states, 19 to be exact, are green, but not anymore. Only 2 weeks later, we have this. Fast forward to today, and now only 3 states show up in the green, and Jalisco went back 2 colors to position itself with 12 other states that are in the yellow. I'm sorry, in the orange. Sinaloa, which was previously in yellow color, also went back 2 colors, positioning itself as the only state in the country in color red. This is not good. Now, we know that the state of Jalisco dances to its own tune as far as the stoplight indicators are concerned. We also know that Governor Alfaro has not introduced any additional restrictions during this current increase of COVID 19 cases, or at least not yet. But since the indications for each color in the federal stoplight system have been updated, I do think it's worth reviewing them. As we have been mentioning, well, here's the official website, and here's the map we just looked at. So this is the real deal. And we have been mentioning that authorities skipped the stoplight system this past week because they were redefining what red, orange, yellow, and green actually mean. And that is where the changes are in all these descriptions that relate to each one of the colors. For example, if your state is in the red, only essential economic activities are allowed, but people can go out and walk around the neighborhoods during the day. So there are some subtle changes here so that people realize this is serious stuff, but certain things have to continue. In the orange, aside from the essential economic activities, non essential companies can work with as many as 30% of their employees, always taking the sanitary measures into account. Um, and all open spaces, all parks are open with a reduced access to them. In the past, all public areas had been closed. And now, in the yellow, all the labor related or activities, labor related or industry activities are allowed, making sure that people at the highest risk continue to follow the guidelines. Public spaces are open on a regular basis, and public spaces that are enclosed can open with a reduced occupancy. And now in the green rather, all activities are allowed, including schools. So there have been some slight updates in the description of what can be done, and that is what that is. So I just thought I would let you know what the new indicators are like. Moving right along, what do we have? Oh yes, this is not very encouraging either. 2 days ago, we showed you a pretty photograph of City Hall being disinfected, and 2 days later, we learned that there are over 100 City Hall employees working at different municipal buildings, including City Hall, that have all tested positive for COVID 19. Now, if this is not an eye opener for interim mayor Quintero, I don't know what is. And I say that because of the following news item. Because one needs to be thinking, well, what is the mayor thinking about all of this? So during the latest meeting of the Municipal Health Board, which I believe took place 2 days ago, interim Mayor Quintero made two very important statements. First, he qualified the current spike in COVID 19 cases as alarming. And I quote, he actually said, I believe the situation is far too alarming at present time, and I tell it like it is. We are seeing a huge number of new cases. Are on the rise. And if we continue this pace, I can assure you we will collapse all of the city's medical services before August 15. That is what our mayor had to say. And the second statement was that after 3 weekends of sending out warnings to bars and other nightlife venues that are not complying, this could actually be the weekend in which business closings do actually take place, as both Mayor Quintero and Governor Alfaro are pretty much fed up with businesses that do not take the warnings seriously. So we'll have to wait and see exactly what happens at nightclubs this weekend. I won't be there to tell you about it, but I will certainly be here waiting for the news so that we can report about this particular activity. We know that the city has been kind of soft in their implementing these guidelines, and hopefully the city will get a little more cojonuda. And if you want me to explain that, just let me know. Just write the word cojones in your comments, and I'll explain cojonudo. But not quite yet. Let us turn over to the weather just to see what the weekend looks like for us. My baseball team is named the Antarctica Incinerators. The players are all penguins. Okay, that's lovely. Anyhow, temperature right now is 27 degrees, feels like 30. Humidity is at 91%, and our temperature in Fahrenheit degrees is 80. Not quite a scorcher yet, but it could get a little hotter later on. Our weather forecast for today calls for possible light rain in the evening and overnight. There will be a high temperature of 32, low temperature 26. Heather Wilson is cracking. I love it. I'll get to your comment in a second, Heather. Tomorrow, Sunday, possible light rain in the evening and overnight. High temperature of 32, low temperature of 25. And we start our week with rain in the afternoon on Monday with a high temperature of 32, low temperature of 24. Ay, Dios mío. So that is the weather. It's our dog days of summer, and it's going to be like this for quite some time. We don't know where the rain went, but it's really unfortunate that it hasn't rained as intensely as we would like. Let me share this other news item with you. The notion of keeping a parrot in a cage at home in Mexico is quite common to many of us Mexican nationals. Certainly it is common to me. We always had them at home, and to this date it is quite eerie that my mom's parrot, my late mother's parrot, continues to mimic her laughter even years after her passing. And at some point in the game, however, it became unlawful to keep caged parrots and other species at home, and Profepa, the agency charged with protecting our environment, has been doing inspections throughout the city lately, confiscating birds and other animals that are not properly licensed. Please keep this in mind should you have one such creature at home. If you do, best thing I can suggest is get close to Profepa and find out what the guidelines are, whether you can keep your animal at home or not. And if you can't, be prepared to relinquish your animals should Profepa come and find you. And if you know of someone that is keeping animals illegally in their home and you would like to report them, you can make an anonymous report at this number, which is located in this particular article, and you can take a look at it as part of the show notes. And of course, dear, the Olympics. What can I tell you? A quick snapshot of the Olympic Games opening ceremony. As you know, it took place yesterday. All athletes had to do is go out, walk with their teammates, wear a face mask, and wave. How complicated is that? Two athletes stood out. First of all, my future ex-husband Pita from the country of Tonga, who began turning eyes 3 Olympic Games ago. He strutted during the opening games with his sexy oiled body one more time. And then there's that other athlete that stood out like a sore thumb. And who was that? Well, it was Jorge Cardenas from Mexico, who broke protocol when he decided to take his mask off and stick out his tongue on live television while doing the peace and love sign. Nice going for Mexico. The weightlifter from Sinaloa has been pummeled in social media for disgracing his teammates and for disgracing our country on live television. I don't know if he's going to be suspended or not. All I know is that was stupid. Okay, stupid, just stupid. Anyhow, that was not wise. Stupid is a horrible word. I shouldn't use it, but Jesus, all you have to do is look pretty. And, well, anyhow, enough ranting about that poor little athlete who's probably having more sex than I'll ever have for the rest of my life. Anyhow, it's time to look at your comments and just see what kind of mood we're all in. Let me rewind the comments tape and go looking at all your wonderful hellos and good mornings. I appreciate every single one of them as always. Uh, oh no! Not only is Siapal shutting off the water for many around town, the skies have also shut off the rain. Yes, we are very well aware of that. And all these. Oh, I had no idea that we had sections. John Baker says he's saying good morning from Fluvial Bajo. Would that be like lower fluvial as opposed to higher fluvial? This is the first I've ever heard of this. So please enlighten us, John. This is rather interesting. Let's see what else. Bob is back in town. Colorado was really good, but happy to be back home in Puerto Vallarta. I'm glad you're back, Bob, and I certainly hope that your return to our city was safe and comfortable. And it's good that you're here back. You're back here, rather. Michael continues to struggle as CFE has shut off power yesterday on our street for 3 hours and finally got it back at 7 and then out again at 9. Same post on the street, same fuse. I want this week to be over with. I know that you've had a horrible week with closings, not with closings, with water shut down and now electricity. Michael, please be patient. Trust me. Once it's over, people will continue to come over and dash over to your beautiful restaurants because they know how wonderful a product you have. So I wish for you a great Saturday, a great Sunday, and hopefully things will be better. And on Monday, your day off, just chill and relax, which you deserve. Let's see. Pidim pam pum pam pum. Good morning from beautiful Hospital Joya Riviera Nayarit, where Linda Elfers is hanging out for a few days in a beautiful room with a view. Broken. Oh no, broken ankle. I am so sorry to hear that. I'm sorry to hear that, Linda. I hope you recover quickly. Um, and there's Heather. Yeah, it's not funny, but when you read about this, and it's sad, Heather, because this is what you read about. It's amazing what one hears about through the grapevines about large companies in town, whether they're hotels or publishing companies that have like a bunch of different employees that have become infected, and that's the nature of the beast. Of course, nobody wants to talk about it, but it is what it is. Uh, and yes, cojones means balls, and as some of you know very well, or guts in this case. And the reason I said it is I do hope that our municipal government will have the balls to actually do what is clearly needed to be done, which is to set examples and shut down businesses that are disregarding all the sanitary guidelines. Not my place to comment on that, not my job to do it, but I certainly hope it gets done. Catherine offers some more information, and this is true. If you have all the paperwork for whatever animals you have at home, you should be fine. Domestically bred and banded parrots are allowed. This is absolutely true. Unfortunately, it is quite common that animals like parrots are captured in the wildlife and are kept as such. Let's see what else we go. Oh, yes, he is. And that's okay. You can have him, Jorge. I'm quite busy with Luna. Unfortunately, Dave, this is true, especially people that capture them to sell them. They don't take care of the animals in a very nice way. Oh, I see everybody's fighting over uh, over Tonga. Not Tonga. His name is not Tonga's the name of the country, you guys. You need to get your information. Wait, Tonga is the name of the country. Yes, Tonga is the name of the country. Um, Anyhow, fight over him. I don't care. I'll find another. I'll find another fan. Um, Fluvial on the other side of the river is lower fluvial. Okay. I didn't know that. But if that makes you happy, John, that makes me happy too. Uh, let's see. Lots of athletes from several countries taking their masks off. What were they thinking? I guess they weren't thinking. Well, what can I tell you? This whole Olympic competition has been quite um, quite something. Quite a few are unvaccinated, and there have been some athletes that are testing positive and being sent home. Absolutely. Um, I've heard Hospital Hoya is the best, so I'm praying Linda is well soon. I hope so. Uh, let's see what else we have. The bird market in Guadalajara needs to be shut down. Unfortunately, this is true. I've been to that section of the market, and it is not a pretty sight as far as birds are concerned. Again, if you have the paperwork to prove that your bird was legally purchased, then you are good to go. And these, my friends, are the news for today, Saturday. I don't know what you have planned for the weekend. The very few things that I had planned for the weekend are going to be fewer and fewer. I don't think it's a good time to be going out and about, unfortunately. I've been very fortunate that I haven't had to be out and about for a few days, and I will continue to stay put as much as I can. And I wish the same thing for everybody else. Getting out, getting some fresh air is, of course, very important. Please try to do that. But for the most part, if you have no business being out and about, kindly consider staying home and taking good care of yourselves and your loved ones. There's a lot of great television to watch. So, you know, it's what we have to do, at least right now. But looking forward, it is also important to remember that what used to be a pandemic is quickly being now considered an endemic. And more, we need to learn how to live with COVID 19. And all I can say is we're going to do this together and one step at a time. So, have a great rest of the day. Have a great tomorrow. And Monday, hopefully, we'll have new and clearer news from our governor as to whether there will be any changes in our restrictions in our state, and also new information about upcoming vaccination campaigns for folks in their 40s, 50s, and so forth. Have a great weekend, and please stay in touch.